Cowboys 23 meters Vernon Bryant, staff photographer Dallas Cowboys wide receiver Cole Beasley, 11, breaks away from Seattle Seahawks defensive back Neiko Thorpe, 23, on a return during the second half of play at it. The Dallas Cowboys defeated the Seattle Seahawks 24-22 to advance to the next round. Vernon Bryant, The Dallas Morning News by Tyler Dragon, staff writer at The Dallas Dragon. The Dallas Cowboys made it a priority this offseason to keep their key players. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence, offensive lineman Cameron Fleming, fullback Jamize Olawale, wide receiver Tavon Austin and long snapper LP Louduser are the 5 most notable players to re-sign with the team. But some 2018 contributors will be wearing a different uniform when next season rolls around. Here, Sports Day takes a look at the players the Cowboys have lost this summer, and fans get to vote whether Dallas will miss those players or simply dismiss them as they embark on their NFL journeys elsewhere. Then, fans can do the same for the Cowboys' new incoming talent. Up first, miss him or dismiss him with the players that the Cowboys have parted ways with this offseason. Defensive tackle David Irving, Tom Fox, staff photographer Dallas Cowboys. Defensive tackle David Irving, 95, catches his breath between fourth-quarter plays against the Jacksonville Jaguars at it. Tom Fox, The Dallas Morning News, how he left, announced his retirement. 2018-19 stats, 4 tackles and 1 sack. Career stats, 56 tackles, 12.5 sacks, 5 forced fumbles. Rundown, the 25-year-old suffered a high ankle sprain during a Week 7 practice and didn't play another snap last season. While recovering from the injury, he hardly showed up to the start of rehab, and sporadically appeared at the team's practice facility in the closing weeks of the season. In an all-important contract season, Irving ended up only participating in 2 games, compiling 4 tackles and 1 sack. The defensive tackle then made news by announcing his retirement in an Instagram video. Prior to his announcement, he was suspended indefinitely by the NFL. Vernon Bryant, staff photographer Dallas Cowboys wide receiver Cole Beasley, 11, runs up the field after the catch for a 19-yard reception on the final drive during the second half of play at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta on Sunday, November 18, 2018. Dallas Cowboys defeated the Atlanta Falcons 22-19. Vernon Bryant, The Dallas Morning News, how he left, signed a 4-year deal with the Buffalo Bills. 2018-19 stats, 65 receptions, 672 yards, 3 touchdowns. Career stats, 319 receptions, 3,271 yards, 23 touchdowns. The rundown, it's no surprise that Beasley departed from Dallas this offseason. The slot receiver made it known that he wanted to be involved more in the offense and that just wasn't going to happen the way he wanted it to. With Amari Cooper's emergence, Beasley didn't leave Dallas quietly. He's letting it be known that he's much happier in upstate New York after spending his first 7 seasons with the Cowboys. Sports Day's Kate Heropoulos tabbed Beasley as one of the Cowboys' free agents most likely to depart this offseason. He won't have to wait long for his return to it. Vernon Bryant, staff photographer Dallas Cowboys outside linebacker Damian Wilson, 57, tackle Seattle Seahawks running back Mike Davis, 39, during the second half of play at it. Dallas Cowboys lost to the Seattle Seahawks 21-12. Vernon Bryant, The Dallas Morning News, how he left, signed a deal with the Kansas City Chiefs. 2018-19 stats, 37 tackles, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble. Career stats, 121 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble. The rundown, the 2015 4th-round pick played in every game over his 4 seasons in Dallas. He started 7 games last year at strong side linebacker, but only played in 28% of Dallas' defensive snaps due to the team's preference to play in a base nickel package. Kansas City primarily plays in a 3-4 defense, which suits Wilson's skill set better. Wilson is also a valuable special teams contributor. He played in nearly 83% of the Cowboys' special teams snaps in 2018. Ryan Michaelesco, staff photographer Dallas Cowboys tight end Jeff Swaim, 87, makes a run during the first quarter of a game between the Houston Texans and the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday, October 7, 2018 at NRG Stadium in Houston. Ryan Michaelesco, The Dallas Morning News, how he left, signed a 2-year deal with the Jacksonville Jaguars. 2018-19 stats: 26 receptions, 242 yards, 1 touchdown. Career stats: 35 receptions, 336 yards, 1 touchdown. The rundown: if you haven't heard, a certain tight end decided to come out of retirement to rejoin the Cowboys. Even before Jason Witten's return, it was presumed that Swaim would not be brought back by the Cowboys. The Texas product got off to a solid start last season, catching 26 passes for 242 yards and a touchdown in Dallas' first 10 games. But a wrist injury in Week 11 forced him to be placed on injured reserve. Blake Jarwin played well enough in Swaim's absence to make the Cowboys want to move forward without the 2015 7th-round selection. Up next, the free agents headed to the Cowboys. File: Dallas Cowboys players line up for stretching exercises before an indoor practice at the Star in Frisco on Friday, November 3, 2017. Louis DeLuca, The Dallas Morning News, last NFL team, Los Angeles Rams contract, signed a 2-year deal with the Cowboys. 2018-19 stats, on the rundown: McElroy is a former college baseball and basketball player with pro baseball experience. His football credentials include 1 season at Southeastern Oklahoma State, and he once was on the Rams' preseason roster in 2018. Matt Rourke, AP. Houston Texans Christian Covington reacts during the second half of an NFL football game against the Philadelphia Eagles, Sunday. Deck 23, 2018, in Philadelphia. AP photo: Matt Rourke, last NFL team, Houston Texans contract, 1-year deal with Cowboys. 2018-19 stats: 15 tackles and 3.5 sacks. Rundown: Covington will line up at defensive tackle in the Cowboys' defensive scheme. He should add good depth up front for Dallas. Covington spent his first 4 seasons with the Texans. He appeared in 50 games totaling 65 tackles, 7.5 sacks and 1 forced fumble. Pro Football Focus graded Covington as the 44th best interior defender during the 2018 season. Detroit, Michigan, October 16, wide receiver Kenny Britt. Photo by Dave Regenek, Getty Images, last NFL team, Detroit Lions contract, signed a 1-year with the Cowboys. 2018-19 stats: 6 tackles and 1 sack in 7 games. The rundown: Hyder joined the Lions in 2015. He spent most of that season as a practice player before eventually being promoted to the active roster for the team's final game of the year. In 2016, he made the active roster and had a breakout season. He finished the year with 36 tackles and a team-high 8 sacks. A year removed from his best season as a pro, Hyder tore his Achilles during a preseason game, and Detroit placed him on injured reserve for the rest of the 2017 season. Hyder was used only as a situational pass rusher in his final year with the Lions, mainly because he never really fit into Detroit's new 3-4 defense. JS List staff photographer: Green Bay Packers wide receiver Randall Cobb, 18, is tackled by Dallas Cowboys cornerback Orlando Scandrick, 32, during the first quarter at it. 15, 2017. JS List: The Dallas Morning News, last NFL team, Green Bay Packers contract, signed a 1-year deal with the Cowboys. 2018-19 stats: 38 catches, 383 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. The rundown: the Cowboys needed to fill the void at slot receiver after Cole Beasley departed to Buffalo. Dallas did so with an even more productive slot receiver who was one of Aaron Rodgers' favorite weapons over the last 8 years in Green Bay. Cobb missed 7 games last season due to a concussion and hamstring injury. Injuries have started to take a toll on the slot receiver, but he's still a reliable target. Adam Betcher, Getty Images. Minneapolis, Minnesota, October 14, George Iloka. Bank Stadium on October 14, 2018 in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Photo by Adam Betcher, Getty Images, org XMIT, 775,192,650 Last NFL team, Minnesota Vikings contract, signed a one-year deal with the Cowboys. 2018-19 stats, 14 tackles and 2 forced fumbles. The rundown, the Cowboys will best utilize a locus skill set as a strong safety. Up on the film when he was a member of the Bengals for 6 seasons, and it's apparent that he's more comfortable playing in the box as a strong safety. Aloka wasn't an ideal fit in the Vikings scheme in his one and only season in Minnesota, playing in just 11% of the team's defensive snaps in primarily a free safety role. The veteran is the top candidate to start at strong safety in 2019, Eric Christian Smith, AP file, in this October 25, 2018. File photo. Houston Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson, 4, is pressured by Miami Dolphins defensive end Robert Quinn, 94, during the second half of an NFL football game in Houston. The Dallas Cowboys have agreed to acquire defensive end Robert Quinn from the Dolphins for a 6th-round draft pick on Thursday, March 28, 2019, in a trade that would bolster the Dallas pass rush while the club works on a long-term contract for DeMarcus Lawrence. AP photo, Eric Christian Smith, file, last NFL team, Miami Dolphins contract, acquired in a trade from Miami. He's on a one-year deal with the Cowboys. 2018-19 stats, 38 tackles, 6.5 sacks and 2 forced fumbles. The rundown, the Cowboys gave up a 6th-round draft pick in 2020 to get Quinn. Quinn's arrival is much-needed insurance for a Dallas team that was in pursuit of a defensive end on the right side after Randy Gregory was suspended indefinitely. The Cowboys are confident that Gregory will return, but give the team credit for engaging with Miami once the Dolphins started shopping the defensive end. The North Carolina product is a 2-time Pro Bowler. A Quinn and DeMarcus Lawrence pairing figures to be one of the best pass-rushing duos in the NFC. The unit will only strengthen once Gregory returns.